For centuries, the human brain has been regarded as something truly exceptional in the animal kingdom. It has been thought of as the pinnacle of biological evolution, a unique organ that somehow lifts humans above all other mammals. The common belief has been that our brain, unlike any other, is larger than expected for our body size. It has been admired for its massive cerebral cortex, believed to represent over 80% of total brain mass, and it has been assumed to contain an astonishing 100 billion neurons and perhaps a trillion glial cells. This supposed uniqueness has often been used to explain why humans possess such superior cognitive abilities when compared with larger animals like whales or elephants. But what if all of this is only part of the story? What if the human brain, while powerful, is not biologically unique in the ways we once thought? New scientific discoveries are now challenging long-held assumptions about our brain's structure and function. Thanks to a novel method that accurately counts the number of neurons and glial cells in brains of different mammals, including primates, rodents, and insectivores, researchers have discovered surprising patterns. What they found suggests that the human brain is not a biological outlier. In fact, the data reveals that when we compare brains using this cellular-level approach, we see that human brains follow the same fundamental scaling rules as other primates. These cellular scaling rules differ depending on the type of animal. For example, rodents like mice and rats show different relationships between brain size and neuron count compared to primates. This means that using brain size alone as a measure of intelligence or complexity is no longer reliable. The size of the brain does not directly indicate how many neurons it contains. In short, bigger brains don't always mean more processing power. When researchers applied their new method to the human brain, they found that it contains about 86 billion neurons, not the traditional 100 billion that had long been accepted without direct evidence. Even more importantly, these neurons are distributed in a way that is consistent with what one would expect from a primate of our brain size. The human brain, it turns out, is just what a primate brain should look like at this scale. There's nothing structurally supernatural or biologically magical about it. The most admired part of our brain, the cerebral cortex, often seen as the center of thinking and reasoning, was also found to hold only about 19% of all the brain's neurons. That's roughly the same percentage seen in many other mammal species. So where does our brain gain its cognitive edge? If it is not due to having a uniquely structured cortex or an unusually high neuron percentage in certain areas, the answer seems to lie in two critical advantages. First, our brain benefits from being built according to the highly efficient, space-saving principles observed in other primate brains. These principles allow primates to pack more neurons into a given volume than, for example, rodents or even much larger mammals like whales and elephants. Second, among all primates, the human brain is the largest, and since it follows the economical primate blueprint, being the largest means it contains the highest number of neurons among primates. This massive total number of neurons, particularly in the cerebral cortex, gives us the capacity for abstract thinking, language, planning, and all the other traits that define human intelligence. This view changes everything. It suggests that human cognitive superiority is not due to some kind of mysterious leap in brain evolution. Instead, it results from having the largest primate brain built on a highly efficient model. Our abilities are not tied to having a disproportionately large brain or a cortex that defies biology. Rather, they are the outcome of a large quantity of neurons working together within a well-optimized structure. It's not how different we are that matters, it's how much we have of what all primates have. This also helps explain why some animals with much larger brains than ours, like whales, do not outperform us cognitively. Their brains are indeed bigger, but they don't follow the same compact, neuron-dense primate rules, so they may have more volume but fewer neurons. Furthermore, this neuron-based view shifts the focus away from ideas like encephalization, which is a concept that compares brain size to body size and has long been used to explain intelligence. By focusing on absolute neuron numbers instead of body-to-brain ratios, we gain a clearer understanding of what really drives cognitive power. This is a much more accurate and scientifically grounded way to understand intelligence across species. It doesn't rely on outdated measurements or assumptions that have been carried through science for decades without direct evidence. It relies on counting real neurons and understanding how brains are built at the cellular level. These findings push us to rethink what makes humans special. Rather than being a miracle of evolution that defies the natural order, the human brain is now seen as the most advanced version of a pattern that evolution has used many times before. We are not an exception, we are a continuation. This insight opens up new doors for studying not only human cognition, but also the cognitive abilities of other animals. It means we can start to appreciate intelligence as a spectrum rooted in biology and neuron numbers, rather than seeing it as something only humans truly possess. Understanding this can also help us re-evaluate education, neuroscience, and even artificial intelligence. If raw neuron count and efficient structure are key to higher thought, then these principles might also inform how we build better machines or teach more effectively. In the end, the science doesn't diminish the human mind, it makes it even more fascinating. Because what we once thought was a singular anomaly now appears to be the highest expression of a brilliant biological design shared across the primate lineage. We are not above nature, we are nature, refined to its most intricate form. And that may be the most remarkable thing of all. Now that you know the truth about how the human brain really works, take a moment to reflect on the power of neurons, not just in humans but across the animal kingdom. Our intelligence is not magic, it is structure, efficiency, and evolution at work. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of the universe and the wonders of the human body. Thanks for watching.